Hey, this is gonna be a quick, helpful tip video on how I made the roof scoop from a Mini 8. So to start off, I don't know, you may or may not know, but when the very first Mini 8 came out, it had some serious heating issues with the stock ESC I was running. I can't remember if it was just like a stock low C ESC or what. But anyways, to his credit though, the body was pretty sealed up real good. And I mean, that's what you gotta love about open wheels. All like all your electronics, all that stuff, stay pretty clean when you're out bashing and in the dirt and the mud and other things like that. But getting back on topic, yeah. So in the early days, guys were going to the extreme, cutting out their windshield, things like that. But I knew it wasn't gonna be enough because I had a 118 scale HSP. Basically, it was the very first, like one of the very first brands that was selling those cheap Chinese cars. At basically the WL Toys A59 buggy or whatever that is now is the very first version of that car. Anyways, I did some experimenting on that with venting, and I knew anything with the windshield wasn't going to be enough. So I figured if I created a roof scoop, sits up on the roof and just above everything in the front end, just gets nice clean air as you're moving forward. And like one-to-one vehicles use it, and it does the same thing. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Just scoops in copious amounts of cold air as the car moves forward and constantly feeds whatever you want, cold air. So yeah, I came up with the idea to do that, and how I did that was I cut a hole in the roof initially, so the ESC sits above the roof line, poking up through that hole. So once it was sticking out, and then I just came up with the idea to cap it. Now I did that was I had some micro fixed pitch helis lying around. Actually, the one I did on my first body was actually a WL Toys V911. Like one of the very first things that kind of started to get WL Toys off the ground. This is like, 7, 8, 9 years ago. And yeah, so I cut that body up, stuck it on the roof over the ESC as a cap, and then I painted the last one, and yeah, and just blended nicely with the roof lines and the body lines of the car, and it sits beneath the shock towers. So ever in a rollover, the shock towers on the spoiler always hit the ground first before this does. So it never really takes any damage, and you don't have to worry about it. But if you glue it on there good enough, it's a pretty robust setup, right? I mean, think about the cockpit of a micro heli. They're made to take quite a beating, so they hold up pretty good. I guess another thing would be the T-bone bumpers. I don't know if you guys ever looked into them, but I mean, the chassis plates aren't too dissimilar on all these little 14 scale buggies for the most part. I'm sure that even if it wasn't a perfect fitment, it still give you some decent protection. And they got a lifetime warranty, so I mean, it's worth a shot, especially for the price. Sure, you could hawk it on online, even if they didn't end up working out for you. So that'd be the next thing, and then the other thing is the tire situation. A lot of these guys are having, like with the new Reflex, the LC, the WL Toy, some other buggies like that, man. Like try out the Mini 8 line, man. And the Horizon line in general, like, cause they came up with that Vertera line, a couple other things that were all built off the Mini 8 platform. So they got the Desert Buggy, they got the Truggy. The Truggy's running blockheads. I can't remember what the Desert Buggy's running. Something different though. They might be alright. And then the Mini 8 was running these Mini Kingpins. These are great. These are an awesome RTR tire. I recommend them for any of the 14 scale buggies. So there's a rear tire. There's a front. As you can see, the rear is a bit wider. This came off of the Vitera 14 scale rally car, but they're actually the same size as a 10 scale rally car. So you give them a try. All 12 millimeter hacks. And that's an on-road wheel from a 10 scale on-road. They work alright. I mean, they're a little small in diameter, so you're giving up a little in the top end, but if you're going for style and just you don't want to wear your pins out on the pavement or on the gravel, abrasive surfaces like that, just chuck on some cheap 10 scale on-road tires and there you go, right? Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what else there is. The RPM ball ends probably fit right up for you. I don't know if the shock bodies are better on those cars or on the Mini 8 or whatnot, but I checked that out. The servo I'm running is high tech 5245 digital metal gear, and that's computer. So it links up with the Spectrum radios real nice and stuff. That's why I went with that. And the gear cover. I don't know if the gear cover will work for you guys, but I give that a try. And yeah, I don't know. Even just check in on some of the Mini 8 guys had a lot of issues that we dealt with. Some of us more so than others. I didn't really have that many issues because I did a lot of research and stuff. So yeah, look into what them guys are up to these days. I mean, guys are taking these cars over 100 miles per hour. I'm doing 65, being modest, without even going that far away from stock setups. Really, like I don't really run bigger tires than the stock kingpins, but guys run 2.2s on them. That's gonna give you a bit more on the top end, things like that, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on with these 14 scale buggies, man. But I mean, the Mini 8 it kind of paved the way for this market that's blowing up right now. So I mean, look in on what the Mini 8 guys are up to, man. And if you got any questions for me or anything else I got going on with my build or some of the other things that you can't see going on, I'm in the middle of putting a new rear diff in right now. And yeah, so just hit me up in the comment section and I'll try to be prompt and get back to you. And thanks for watching.